So it's been a couple hours or so since, you know, you last left off. You know, Leondathus probably has dealt with Daniel's body, trying to leave no traces. The child has been born. And
you're welcome.
Yep. So Simone's just holding the child, the baby. What do you do?
Are we really gonna do this?
I'm gonna sit down. I just wanna, the same thing as I did in the temple, I just wanna try to expand my religious sense and try to see if this baby is a god.
Okay, roll me a religion.
Alrighty. Let's see if I can even remember how to use
First
this.
roll of the session.
What is my religion? Plus 27.
That's pretty good. Wait, that doesn't sound right. 17? Yep.
17.
You sit down, you feel the divine energy around you, and you notice the energy of the sun that's, you know, starting to grow within the child.
Alright. So Clyde would just be like, okay. He stares up. That baby is... I don't know what his voice is.
Did you forget how the Clyde spoke?
That baby is definitely the son.
Who is telling this to?
My friends? My acquaintances?
Oh, okay, we're in the room as well. I thought we were still out of the corridor.
Yeah, okay, where
they're
is
in the
everyone?
corridor.
We're in the corridor.
Okay, I'm
So
just gonna...
you've stepped out, let these two dote over their newborn child, thinking about the rest of their lives.
That's
how they're going to raise this baby.
Yeah. I just mentioned to the other two, that baby is the sun god.
The one that died. Okay.
The reincarnation of the god that just died.
So,
Zenith.
we've got a couple options. We could tell our friend that it's not the sun god. We can wash our hands clean of this and go chase the cult instead, and let whatever's going on here sort itself out. Or we can violently murder two innocent parents.
Look, the plan was the latter, but
Do we actually suspect them of anything?
There was some suspicion initially that they were orchestrating something.
Initially, but right now, do we really think...
Didn't you got a letter, right, that kind of implicated the Marquis, I believe.
Should we question?
So we've implicated the Marquis. Have we implicated the wife? The child?
Well, I don't think we're going to kill Zenith. I'm not okay with killing Zenith.
not again.
Not
again.
killing it.
By this time, the moon has kind of risen, so it's nighttime. But like an actual nighttime this time.
Cool. A real night, not a sun is missing night.
Yeah, like the stars are also in the sky.
But if we...
Well, it's good to know that Nadir is still alive.
Question.
At
If
least
we kill the sun now
we think
while
so.
the moon is up, does it become dark again because the moon's no longer reflecting the sun?
Conceptually, that might make sense.
Does the moon reflect the sun?
How's it work in this universe?
Roll me a
You're right.
Arcana or religion or nature.
Let's try an Arcana.
Maybe. Okay, Arcana. You know, you remember back in magic school.
He didn't go to magic school.
that, you know, the moon and the sun are basically like stars, but bigger or closer or something like that.
Okay.
They're not really. They're not just big rocks. You know, the moon isn't just a big rock in the sky.
The moon's also a star.
Yes.
Interesting. The moon produces its own light. But can I believe everything they teach me in magic school? There's only one way to find out.
It's the 12th
Kill
century.
the deer.
I mean, we'd have to find an deer first as well.
Yeah.
Knowing our luck, though, we'd just be walking down a street and find a deer.
Yeah.
Lose a game
Probably-
of cards
Right.
against him first.
Probably
Yeah, we're
already
probably
met the
gonna see every god die and just get a whole bunch of survivors killed.
Okay, so moving back. Killing two... Oh, we should probably question the father.
Maybe,
I mean,
maybe we give him some time with his new child.
but
Family's
he
important.
killed the previous incarnation of the sun god to get to be the sun god, though.
It's a good point.
Hmm. I mean, we're already here, we might as well do it now, right?
Hmm. Is it
Not-
worth antagonizing a sun god just to question their parents? Does
What is-
anyone know if Zenith retains an attachment to biological parents at each rebirth?
Doesn't... I assume so, because he doesn't have his memories, right?
Not yet.
Yeah, he's like a... He's not quite Zenith, he's got the body of the sun god, but he doesn't have the memories back yet, so...
At the moment, it's just a baby.
Yes,
Baby with the growing pretty much the power of the sun inside it.
yes, but 40 years from now I would like to settle down and not be on the run from a sun god who is specifically vengeful.
Is a good point.
So,
No, we got those
questioning.
funky rocks.
no violence?
Questioning, no violence. I don't think we...
Agreed.
Murder a man.
Agreed.
Alright, well, who's breaking the news? Who's going in and dragging Hackett out?
Why don't we just question him in there?
Might be a bit stressful for the mother.
Would he be entirely truthful in front of his wife?
Okay, we'll just politely ask him to come out and have a chat.
That's probably a good idea. They might trust you more since you delivered their baby. I don't know.
Alright, Clyde will go in. Just like politely tap the Marquis on the shoulder. Excuse me.
Yes.
It's
No problem.
could we just have a wee bit of a chat with you, just in the hallway?
Is something wrong?
Oh, potentially. I just want to make sure you're fully prepared as a father.
Roll me a... Was it persuasion? Is it still?
Persuasion
Yeah.
or diplomacy?
Diplomacy.
Yeah, 5e! Woo!
So yes,
Someone's
that
mowing
was
the lawn
a-
outside.
That was a 6.
He is worried and comes over. You have not... He is worried something's wrong. Where are you taking him?
Just to the hall.
Yeah.
Just to the hall? Cool.
Yeah, just out. So we're not going to try and take him out to the street.
Is there a problem? What's wrong with my child?
I'm gonna look at Clyde. Just like,
Well, you see, how do we say? It's
What was
your child's the
relationship-
incarnation of a god.
Oh. That one.
Excuse me?
do you,
What was your previous relationship with Zenith?
I'm a worship of Zenith. I follow the king. That is about it.
You have no ill will towards him?
Of course not. Can I get insight checks?
Yeah.
Right, Clyde is... I mean, he's not lying, but it's not the whole truth.
Alright, mate. I'ma just speak plainly for a second.
Drops the accent.
Alright, mate, we've seen the letter, okay? We know you did this.
What letter?
Do we have the letter with us? That was meant to be out of character. Do we have the letter with us?
Do we have
Surely
we
we brought the letter, didn't we?
Did we?
Dude.
It's been so long. Clyde procures the letter from out of his bag.
Okay. Do you like show him the letter? They do the whole fucking...
Here's the Imperial decree.
Here it is.
We got the receipts.
Is that what you do? Or do you have a look at it first?
Ace Attorney. Yeah, I have to check it before I produce it as evidence.
It's just a bunch of random, like, scribbles and stuff.
Ah, shit. Look, mate. We know you had arranged to have Zenith killed so that you could have your baby become Zenith and raise the reincarnation of the Sun God.
Oh, well, okay. So where do we go from here?
Why'd you do it?
Well, why wouldn't I do it?
Well, you killed Zenith for one.
I did not kill Zenith. Other people killed Zenith. I'm merely an opportunist.
Did you consider that perhaps by ordering the death of the previous Zenith, when the new Zenith... This is getting very confusing. There are too many of this god. The new Zenith that is actually your child. Did it not occur that maybe the new Zenith would eventually find out that you killed its previous incarnation and therefore would not be happy with you?
I did no such thing. This
Sorry,
is merely
you
coincidence.
You ordered the death of its previous incarnation.
Do you have evidence to this?
We did, but unfortunately, it looks like Clyde's having trouble with it.
I mean, it's hard to read at the moment. But yes, we do.
Your accent is changing every time you speak.
I know. That's the purpose. That's just how Clyde speaks.
Isn't there also like the huge chance that like you killed Zenith and you get to raise his child, or you get to raise the child? Isn't there a pretty big chance that you're going to be targeted so someone else can raise the child as well?
Of course not. It'll be many years until they find Zenith.
I mean,
it took us minutes.
And that's why I'm asking, what do I need to do to buy your silence?
Yo, can we extort this man?
Was that in character?
It's just so immoral. Everything about this is so immoral.
It is a very icky grey area to be in.
Look, I'm quite adept at handling situations of gambling and fraud and perjury, but I tend not to gamble with life, and you seem to have made a very large gamble.
I may have, but I am the father of Zenith. Are you aware of the royal family and why they deserve to rule?
I just got here, so no.
Well, because they're descendants of Zenith.
Precisely. So once my child's old enough, they can claim the throne at any moment. Now I'm fairly happy being a Marquis, but I do not stop there. I want more.
Well, what would you do in a high position of power?
I'd rule as the king does. Or rule as a prince, or whatever.
Well, what are your
Maybe.
policies? Are you
Well-
going to provide free healthcare?
You gonna make this a better town?
Of course I would.
Yeah, but
Just
are you
look
just
at-
saying that?
Look at Tolgan. Wait, no. See,
Which one of us is he?
let me just double check this. Make sure
I thought-
I've got this guy right.
I thought you were Horban. Is it Tolgan?
It is not
It is
Tolkien. I think
Tolkien.
I'm pretty sure I'm Horban.
You,
I had the same starting letter, but I'm pretty sure the rest of my name is very different.
Tolgan is a march to the north of, like right at the northernmost march of Zenith.
Oh, so it's like a town?
Yeah,
It's
I mean,
a
it's
month.
marches are like duchies, but on this end of the kingdom.
Again, I'm new here, so what about it?
It has been prosperous since I've been in charge.
And it wasn't beforehand. I'm sorry, I'm not well aware of the history of Tolgan, Tarragon, Torabin.
It's been.
Dedham?
Actually, I think Clyde's been to Tolgan.
It's alright.
I've ensured there's been continued success of Tolkien. The orcs are yet to attack it since I've been around.
Right.
How did you achieve that?
Well, keeping a strong defense. Good allies.
So it seems we're in a situation where we may be able to acquire a friend in high places.
Exactly.
But looking to the future, if you're ascending to the position of being the king or the father of the king, where does that
Yes.
leave us?
Noble heroes. Is that what you are? You
Look, I have some morals, and I think he swayed me. Noble hero sounds pretty good.
what is it that you would like?
Well, I've got a little parcel of land, a little bit from here. It's whatever, but technically I'm low in ability. But when you rise to being a king, there might be a seat of Marquis open. I'm not sure.
There might be.
Between the
I'm-
three of us, I'm sure we can come to an arrangement with a friend in high places.
Of course.
Although, this is a gamble.
Were you not a gambler?
I just always like to know the odds and stack them in my favor.
Well, the odds are much better if you don't mention of any of this to anyone.
Normally I would make this call on my own, but unfortunately, I'm joined by two others. We're going to have a quick chat. We'll talk this over. You can go back to your wife for a minute, and then we'll tell you our decision. Was that okay with the two of you?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, sweeping glance, left, right.
He goes back in here.
Right.
So,
Out of our two new friends, which one seems less of a monstrous, awful person?
Leonidas, but
As you say that, Leonidas kind of goes.
Wait, Leonidas is still
Did
here.
you-
Whoops.
Did you ask for me?
No, I was talking about our new friend, the accountant down at the bank.
Oh, okay. I'll get back to this then.
Thanks, Leonidas.
He's
See, Leonidas. Sorry.
I'm gonna like get real close to Clyde. Leonidas was planning on like killing Zenith as well or something, wasn't he?
But he's just. He wants to be a villain.
Yes.
Just for the sake of being a villain.
Yeah.
He's a bit of an idiot.
He's a bit of a bumbling idiot, though.
Yes, but do we really want a bumbling idiot controlling our entire futures?
I don't think so.
So do we side with the Marquis?
The Marquis is a bit smarter though, which makes him harder to deal with.
Yeah.
You're right.
There is also the third option. And
Which
yes,
is?
this is going to be Clyde's voice now, because this is the easiest one for me to do. Third option is we kill the Marquis, we ditch Leonidas, and we raise Zenith, and you have a parcel of land, you can become king.
That sounds like the worst gamble I've ever heard,
You could be
but
king.
with potentially the
reckon-
highest payoff of any gamble I've ever heard.
I have to admit, I don't recommend this course of action. I find it morally repugnant, but I just think it's an interesting thing to point out.
You're somewhat correct. And really, if it's so morally repugnant, isn't it different from what the Marquis has already done?
No, but there is also an interesting problem with the Marquis issue, because I also find that morally repugnant, but at this point, he's already done it.
Do we side with the morally repugnant Marquis or the intellectually questionable secondary option?
Corbin?
How much reflex does a baby have?
Writing that one down. I'm writing that one's getting saved.
Hey DM, I just want to check some rules here. An enemy that's prone on the ground, you can coup de grace, right? So, baby, surely
Oh, baby,
I should just be able to coup de grace a baby, right?
Why do you need to know what the
Realistically,
baby's ref is?
realistically, we could just walk in there and curb stomp the baby.
Please do not.
Well, if no one can have Zenith at that
no,
point,
no,
right?
I've come up with the fourth option, where we just go in and we just pick up the baby by its legs, because their necks are so weak, right, that it'll just snap. We can pretend it's an accident as well,
And that's less morally repugnant. Ow.
and then it's just a fresh start. Just
Yeah, Zenith gets to grow up like not knowing, like not being taken advantage of by anyone.
the only issue there is I would feel bad for the mother, who I think is kind of innocent in all of this. Oh, so that gives us our fifth option.
Go
We
on.
kill the Marquis, and you handsome devil, marry the mother.
Clyde, this is perhaps the least intelligent thing you've said all day.
I've had a really hard day. I've got to harken back to this. The fucking sun blew up. I'm dealing with a little bit of survivor's guilt that I'm not quite over. And now I'm in the biggest moral fucking decision of my life.
I vote we abstract ourselves from this situation as much as we can while reaping the maximum benefits from the situation.
That'd be siding with the Marquis, right?
Would it be siding with the Marquis in the long run, or just go and give us this money and we'll just forget about it, that it ever happened?
Quite realistically, that is the safest gamble.
I think so as well, but at the same time, he's shown to be able to recruit people to kill a god. What's to say he won't do the same to us?
Well, if we just take 10 GP and leave...
10's a bit low, come on.
You may be right.
I think I am in agreement with Clyde in that our safest
You're going to
bet...
marry the mother?
No, you blithering idiot. Our safest bet in terms of personal safety is to simply request a gold reward to buy our silence, and then leave. That way we create no lasting attachment, and as long as we're not flippant with our mouths when particularly intoxicated, we should be scot-free. So now, the question becomes, how much GP are you willing to part with the opportunity of nobility for?
Should we ask him that?
Ask him how much he's willing to give us.
I think we at least get a guideline now. What is a sum that we would be happy with if he offered? Or anything higher? Because if we give him a sum and he was willing to pay more, then we've just, you know... One of the number one tricks of gambling is you keep your cards close to your chest until you need to show them. And this is one of those cases. How much are we willing to leave this situation for? 250 GP each? It's a big number.
That is a decent amount of money.
It'd buy a lot of drinks.
I want a flying mount.
So we have an upper bound. We'd all leave for 250. Right?
I think that's quite a good amount.
Or
But
one
again-
flying mount.
Do you reckon he's just gonna hire people to kill us and get his money back?
For 750 GP.
For someone who is going to be king, who is raising a genuine god, is money really?
It's more about silencing us, like...
But that's why we give him a high number. If 10 GP was enough to buy our silence, then 11 GP would be enough to make us talk again. How many other people are going to have an idea that we know, and then go around paying everyone who they think has an idea might know 250 plus GP to even begin talking?
Leon the Fifth?
We'll just tell him that it wasn't them.
Yeah, I think that's what we gotta do.
We just tell him
Alright.
none of this.
Well, let's call Hackett back out and give him the
Right.
proposition. I'm gonna push open the door. Go.
Yeah.
He's kind of assuring his wife that everything's okay.
Marquis Hackett will be on our way soon. We just want one last quick conversation with you, and then we'll leave you with your wife.
Of course. He comes out. So, what did you decide?
We have decided that it is safest for everyone involved if you buy our silence and we part ways and never communicate again. Because any further interaction between you and us implicates us further with you and threatens both your secret and our lives.
You have a point. How much are you asking for?
How much are you willing to buy our silence for?
Let's say 100 gold.
Each?
Of course not. I don't have that much money around. Can't just be spending it on people who could talk anyway.
Let me give you a proposition. Have you heard of honor among thieves?
I have not.
It's essentially a saying. It's used quite a bit in the underbelly of this city. When someone pays you money to do something, you never go against what is said and what you have agreed to do unless the amount of money you're offered to do the opposite is higher. That's a form of honor.
I see.
Is 100 gold?
He, as you say that, he kind of looks at Clyde and Horb and go, "Are you two thieves that abide by this honor?"
When it's
Well, I'm not a
convenient.
thief either, if it makes any difference. I just abide by the honor because I'm a gambler.
I mean, what he's saying makes sense, right?
I suppose it does.
So technically 33 gold is what you...
The moment someone offers one of us 34, the silence is no longer bought.
And sure, 34 gold's not easy to come across, but...
We can always
I
do
mean,
an
if you're
installment agreement.
Yeah. And if you're coming, or if you're trying to become royalty, you're trying to stop someone from becoming royalty, I don't think it's a crazy amount.
I have 120 gold that I could give you now.
How
How
fast do
about-
you think you could make money?
120 gold now, with the promise that once you are king, you remember us favorably, and do not seek our heads.
Of course.
Because I value my life in this gamble.
As do I.
I could go either way.
Out of mind, I'm just thinking, like, Horman's saying all this stuff about money. He's been here for like 2 days.
He doesn't know what money's worth.
He does not understand the economics here.
And
Yeah,
really,
120 is a lot of money.
yeah,
Yeah.
and realistically, that's probably more
Probably.
money than Clyde's ever seen.
Yeah.
Like, his equipment's worth a fair bit of coin, but he would have gotten that from the Paladins.
I mean, was it your families were traders though?
Yeah, but they were like caravan traders mostly.
Yeah, I suppose, yeah.
I Terem I'm willing.
Oh, you're cutting out a bit.
Terem Brackham de Forth am willing to take this gamble, make an agreement with you. Are my compatriots? Are both of you willing? 40 gold each. Silence.
40 gold and potential benefits in the future.
40 gold is a lot of alcohol.
Yeah, I could do that.
Wonderful.
Very well.
Do we have a deal?
That sounds like a deal. Let me just fetch my gold. Walks into... Wait, where would he walk? Oh, it's officer.
Now the question is, how much do we have Leon the Fist give us for the information?